Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Walk Show. I have no idea where we're going today, but I need to get out of the house and walk around. Haven't done a walk show in a while. Sorry about that, but it's just the way of life. So let's walk around Laurel Springs, see what we see. This is Glen App, just off of Stone Road. I was, when we initially looked at houses in the town, we looked at another house in Glen App, and we were actually pretty close to buying it. Me and my wife had sort of set our minds on it, but it was kind of an older house. I don't want to show it to you because I'm going to tell you this story. So they had set it up really nice, and it had radiator heat. You know, the old giant pipes are full of like steam, and you let the steam out and all this other stuff, right? So I thought that was cool. It looked like a period house, like we could have shot a movie there and it would have been like the 1940s. But my father, who had actually lived in a house with radiator heat, took one look at it and said, "You don't want this house." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "I used to live in a house like this." And he said, "In the winter, you could put a candle on the table and the wind would blow like against the house and you'd feel it go right through the house and it could like blow out the candle," because that's how poorly insulated houses were in like the 40s. And this house had been built in, I don't know, 1910, something like that. And it had been upgraded, but you know, it still had a lot of that old charm. So we didn't want to live in a house where we'd be potentially freezing all the time. So we picked a different one. And here we have a very tiny park that I think is part of Laurel Springs. It's right at the edge, so it might be the next town. But they like cleared this little patch out. You can see like there's like roads, cars right near it, right around, all around it. There's like roads. It's like a little triangle in the middle of this, and then like this park bench, this lonely park bench. Nothing else but grass, one lonely park bench, and 2 trash cans. As if there's so much traffic here. There's like 4 bottles in it. They've been here since the 60s. There's a little trash in that one. Like, I have no idea. Who. I've never seen anyone sit at this park bench, so I'm gonna sit here just to make it look like it's used. I guess this is Laurel Springs. Yeah, there's a sign over there that says this is technically still Laurel Springs. So, world's tiniest park in Laurel Springs, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Laurel Springs National Bank building, which is kind of cool because it's not a bank anymore. I think it's for a catering company, because they have lots of soda and stuff stored there. But I mean, it used to be a regular bank like back in the 70s, and you know, it closed. But I think it's amusing because the fact that it's called the Laurel Springs National Bank means that at one point tiny Laurel Springs, which currently has less than 2,000 people, at some point had a national bank and probably had like 1,500 people living here in like the 70s. So it's just a kind of a neat old building. Look, they even have the night deposit thing still there. And but it's totally not a bank anymore. I wonder if it still has the safe in there. Probably. This is the main drag in Laurel Springs again. You can see way down at the end, they finally opened the ice cream parlor, Auntie Lowe's, and got some ice cream there. It was pretty good. This building here, I believe, is now some sort of photography studio, but it actually used to be the Laurel Springs Post Office. And so again, very tiny town, national bank, post office. I think they closed the post office, I want to say in late 80s, early 90s. But I actually used both of them. I actually used this post office, and I think I had my first account at the Laurel Springs National Bank when I was a kid. Like, my parents just like put some of my money away. But, because I remember going there. But, well, now all I could deposit there is soda, apparently. Okay, that's it for this walk show this week. Tune in next week where I hope we go someplace more interesting. See you next time.